Good day and welcome to everyone in our exciting webinar, Root and Tree for Model for Learning Science Terminology. And I'm happy to have you join us today, and I'm especially honored to have Professor Ahmadi leading this webinar. Professor Ahmadi will guide us through an in-depth exploration of English words, revealing the richness and complexity of the English language. So I will make a short introduction to the webinar highlights. Today webinar will take you on a linguistic adventure and beginning with an exploration. And the exploration of the power of English words. Here the Professor Ahmadi will uncover how words shape our thoughts, emotions, and interaction in ways you might never have imagined. And next we'll dive into the evolution and mutation of English words. And through the evolution and mutation of English words, we'll discover how the English language has continuously adapted and evolved, absorbing influences from various cultures and areas to become the rich and diverse language we know today. And also we'll explore the anatomy of the English words, breaking down the structure of understanding how prefixes, suffixes, and roots come together to create the meaning and the nuance of the English language. So Professor Ahmadi will guide you through learning English words with prefixes, learning English words with suffixes, and learning English words with roots. And those sessions will provide practical tips and strategies to help you expand your vocabulary, improve your comprehension, and boost your confidence in using English effectively. So we hope you will find this webinar both informative and inspiring. And Professor Ahmadi, the stage is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to all you. I'm very happy having you in this meeting. As Dr. PEROLLA mentioned, this webinar is on learning the English words, science terms, in exact way. That is, we have a system of learning key English terms or maybe key science terms in English, which I call this system the system of root and tree model. As you know, learning the meaning and the exact meaning and the precise meaning of the words that we use in science as science terminology is important component of science wording, a scientist speaking, and the science thoughts, scientific thoughts, scientific views. That is, in science, it is, or they are these key terms that they give meaning to the science. In exact words, science without words, without terms, is without meaning. I have seen many times that scientists, in particular the scientists that their local language is not English, they use English words, English terms, and science terms somehow in wrong way, somehow in wrong, meaning. So, for a scientist, it is very important to learn how to use precise words in the speech, in the writing, in thinking. So, for writing, speaking, and thinking in right way, we need to know the right meaning of the words, the science terminology, and how we can use the words in the right way. It is to know, to master the words structure, the words somehow etymology, how the words have been originated, and the anatomy of a word. Without knowing the anatomy of the words, we cannot understand that what does exactly mean a word. So here in this meeting, I'm going to speak about a system with which we can learn the meaning of science words, the meaning of science terms in exact method, in precise method. And this method is called learning science terminology using root and tree model. However, I teach this title as an extensive course for my students, and here in this meeting, just we have an intensive approach to this method. I hope that we will have time to get this method through the courses, extensive courses, and in these extensive courses you will find that how beautiful, how attractive, how motivational is learning the English words or maybe scientific words in using this method. As I mentioned, we are going to talk to have a speech on root and tree model for learning science terminology. Well, Dr. PEROLLA introduce you the contents of this webinar. The contents are power of English words. I will have a very concise speech about power of English words, and then we will compare vocabulary with biology. It means that the words, the science terms They are live organisms. They are what? Please tell me. It is very important to know that all the words that we are using in English and in all languages, they are what? Please tell me. They are what? As just I told you, they are what? Live organisms. The words are live organisms. So our approach to the words is just as live organisms. You will find that how this being live organisms for words mean in this speech. Well, next we will talk about evolution and mutation of English words. Then we will discuss about anatomy of English words, and anatomy of English words will be followed by learning English words with prefixes, learning English words with suffixes, and learning English words with roots. So this code is very excellent code about the power of the words. It says the power of words is immense. The power of words is immense. A well-chosen word has often sufficed to stop a flying army, a feeling army, to change defeat into victory, and to save an empire. It is very, very significant saying about the power of words. It means that words have a power to influence the people, to influence the thoughts, to influence the life. So words are powerful components of life. And when we speak about science, so the words are powerful components of science. Do you think as a scientist, it is the basis, it is the basic component of your knowledge to master in science words? Do you think so? I think it is important for our students, for our professors, for our educational community to think about learning and teaching the terminology first. As a teacher, as a professor, as a student, so it is important that first you learn or you teach the scientific terminology. And if you learn the scientific terminology, you will find that how you can find the meaning of the science statements, the scientific wordings clearly. So it means that the words The words are powerful components of, of science. Well, so the first question is that about the words, what's vocabulary science? Okay, so vocabulary is a science. It is not just dictionary. Okay, it's not just dictionary. It is itself. I mean, the vocabulary itself is a science. Is a unique science. And this science is similar to biological sciences. How? How? The question is a how. Vocabulary science is somehow similar to biological sciences. Well, for vocabulary science, we can add that vocabulary science is the study of the structure, acquisition, usage, and evolution of words and their meanings within a language. When we are talking about the vocabulary science, the vocabulary science is concerned with structure, acquisition, usage, and evolution of words and their meanings within language. So, vocabulary and vocabulary science is the study of structure. So it means that each word has its structure or anatomy. Like live organisms, each word has its anatomy. In vocabulary, we study acquisition and evolution of the words, that is, about genetics and evolution. It means that the words have, or we can have, genetics and evolutionary approach to the words, like genes, like biomolecules, that they are muted, they are transformed during evolution. The words have been muted, the words have been transformed during evolution. And when we are talking about vocabulary science, it is study of the usage and working and the function of the words. And this is physiology. As you know, physiology is a science about, studying about the function of the organs or cells, tissues, organs, organisms. Okay? So, very similar to biological science, and in vocabulary science, we study the anatomy, genetics, evolution, physiology of the words. So, for the first question, for example, when we are talking about physiology, who knows what does mean physiology? Or here, however, I'm sure you know logi. It is suffix. Who knows what does mean physio and why this word has been called physiology? Please tell me if you know what does mean physio, and why this word is called physiology. Physio means nature. Physio means nature. And why this word is called physiology now? Physiology, of course, it is about the function. It is very easy to say. Physiology is the science of studying normal or natural function of organism. Because physiology is the science of studying the normal or natural functioning of an organism, it is called physiology. We have pathophysiology. Pathophysiology is studying the abnormal functioning of say, a cell, an organ, a tissue. Okay, so here, this question, I put this question just to think that how the words mean in exact way, how we can find their exact meaning. So vocabulary is very similar to biological science, and when we are talking about vocabulary, we mean that we learn the anatomy, the genetics, the physiology, the evolution of words. Well, the first word to start to see how vocabulary is associated with evolution, and how the words have been evolved through history. So the first word for a very common example about evolution of the words, it is father. And so here in the slide, you can see behind the father is what? Great. Feather. Yeah. So do you think that there is any connection between father and feather? Or no, just this is similarity in their appearance. For sure, but how? It is very interesting to study the evolution of this word father. It is very interesting. Well, the word father, it seems that comes from Sanskrit language. Sanskrit language, it is a very old language, and it is very similar to Persian language. It is the mother of Persian language, and it is called Sanskrit. In Sanskrit, the father was called Pita. And Pita comes from feather. Or it means feather. So in Sanskrit, we know that father was called Pita, and it means feather. And so please tell me here, what do you see? What's the association of Peter with this image? Do you find any connection between this Peter and this image? And so what's the connection between the feather of the bird and father. It is about the responsibility of father. Responsibility of father. Because father is a person that similar to a bird, shelters, his family under his feathers. Like a bird that shelters its family under its feather. Okay? How nice. How nice. Do you see how father connects with feather? Because father is a person in a family that protects the family, his family, under and shelter the family under his feathers. And then it is important, it is very, very interesting to say that, yes, from Sanskrit, these words have come to Greek language. In Greek language, it is called Peter. Peter is called Peter. Again, feather. And then in Middle English, this word has been evolved to father. In Middle English, it is called father. And then this word has been evolved to father in modern English. And so it is similar to feather. So the similarity between feather and father is not by chance at all, because its origin is from feather. Now in modern English, father and feather has significant connection. So here in the slide you can find that how this word has been evolved, has been mutated, has been transformed. Well, now in other languages, in French, it is called what? Again, in French, father is called what? Yeah, I think that its pronunciation is père. It's again feather. Or in German, it is father. And in Spanish, however, I'm not sure that my pronunciation is exactly correct, but yes, in German it is called, yes, father. Yes. And in Spanish, padre. And in Hindu or Hindi, it is called pita. All these words come from Sanskrit word, the feather. Yes, in Farsi it is called pidar. That is pita. However, I think in Hindi, we have another word that is used for father. What's that word? And we have in other languages, in Albanian languages also. What's that word? Do you know? I'm sure you know. Yes, baba, babaji, babi, baba. Again, this word means father, but this word is equal to dad. Baba, babi, babaji, bana. All these words, they come or they are similar to that in English. Well, so this word says us that how the words can be evolved through the history, through cultures, through geographical map, and how the words can be changed. But the words, many words that we use have same, origin. And many of words, they are coming from Sanskrit. Well, the next word, it is very interesting. It is the word that I love this word from vocabulary point of view. That is mother. Mother. Well, here you can find that this word comes from mata, maybe mata or mata, that is Sanskrit word. Do you know what's the origin of this word? As a mother, do you know what's the origin of mother? From the image, I have a tip for you. From the image, you can find, please look at the image carefully. Well, from this image, I think you can find why it is called, mother is called matter or mata. What do you call moon? The word, the word moon. What do you call the word moon in your local language? Please tell me, what do you call the word moon in your local language? Ma, yes, in Persian language, and in Urdu it is Chand. Ma in Farsi, yes, Chand in Urdu or Chanda. Yeah, great. Any other words? In Hindi, oh yes, oh yes. Oh, Zun in Kashmiri, great. Oh, Mon in German, it is very nice. And Ma, you see that this word comes from ma, okay? And so it is interesting to say that ma, it is Sanskrit. Yeah, it's Sanskrit. Yes, mom is coming from ma. Ma is a Sanskrit word meaning moon. It means moon. Ma means moon. Okay? Very nice. It means moon. Ma means moon. And so we have another word which is very interesting to say. Now, what's this word which is used in psychology? Could you tell me what's the word that we use for patients in having psychological disorder, depression? It's a phase of depression, and it originates from ma. Do you know what's this word? We have another word coming from ma. It is It is what? This word. What's this word? Do you see? Mania. Mania. And so mania. Do you know what's the mania in depression? What's the connection between moon and mania? Or moon and lunatic? Yes, that is, in ancient times, it was believed that the phases of the moon, particularly what phase? Do you know what phase? Influence the behavior of people. Yes, great. Or full phase or full moon. Yeah. So it was believed that the phases of the moon, particularly full moon, could affect the people's mental state. So leading to episodes of madness, and this condition was called mania, coming from from moon. How interesting. But please, back to the word mother, or in Sanskrit, matter. Matter. Mother. Well, why mother was called matter, and what was the connection between the mother and moon? It is very interesting to say that in ancient cultures, they believe that mothers are like moon. Yeah, like moon. And they taught that mothers give the babies the peace, like a moon that gives the peace to nature. That's why that mother was called mother. Yeah, because mothers are like moon. And because moon gives peace to the nature, so mothers give peace to their offspring. That's why in Sanskrit this word was used for mothers. Again, this word in the evolution, so this word has been changed in Greek to matter, and then in Middle English to mother, and in modern English this word is called mother. So it comes from ma. In Hindi it is called ma, moon. In Persian, ma means moon, and we use another words like mom, mommy, all these words. So it is interesting to say that mom, mother, mommy, all these words mean what? All these words mean what? Yeah, mother, but the origin of these words, come from moon and peace. Excellent. Do you see how the words how the words are very similar to live organisms. They have history. They have, spirit in their meaning. And just when we are using these words just as solid words, no, it's not the case. Well, the next word. Oh, the next word is very, very interesting word. Jinn. Jinn. This word comes from Sanskrit word, and it is a Persian word in Kurdish accent. It's Sanskrit word, it's Persian word, it's Kurdish word. Yeah, it is Jina. Jina. In Kurdish it is, yes, Jina or Jen. Jen. Jina. Jen. And in Persian it's they say Zan. Zan. Jen. Jina. And so this is very one of the oldest words in Sanskrit word, in Sanskrit language. So, what does mean Jina or Jin? What does mean? From this image, you can find that this Jin or Jin, it means what? It means woman, or in exact word, it means wife. Wife. In exact meaning, it comes from wife or woman. However, in exact words, it comes or it means wife or woman. So why woman was called Jin or Jin or Jina, because the word Jin or Jin, yeah, great, because the meaning of Jin is giving birth. Giving birth. And so, yes, because women give birth to children, so this word was used for women. So this word everywhere which is used, it means to produce, production, to produce. Now in genetics, why gene is called gene? Why gene is called gene? It is interesting to find that why scientists, yes, call gene. I mean, in modern language, how they call gene in DNA, how they call gene in DNA, gene. Why they call gene? I mean, why? What's the connection between gene and production? Because gene produces the proteins or polypeptides, okay? Because gene is a segment of DNA that can produce a peptide or polypeptide or a protein. So it was called gene. Hmm? Because we have in DNA some segments that they are not active, they are not gene, because they cannot produce peptide or polypeptide. So genes contain instructions for building, for producing proteins. So yeah, in Greek also gono comes from gene. I mean, Persian word gene or Kurdish word gene means to produce. Yes, of course. And we have other words from this gene. Generate. Okay, generate means what? Generate, it means to what? To produce, yes. Generation. You know why generation is called generation? Hmm? Why a generation is called generation? I mean, what's the connection of the meaning of this word with gene, to produce? Because generation are people that can produce, other generation, and they come from previous generation. Yes, it is a production. Generation is production. Yeah. Or genius. Why genius person is called genius? What's the connection between gene and genius? What's the connection between to produce, to create, to produce and to create with genius? Why? It is easy to say, because genius people have creative mind. They can create, they can generate, they can create. So they are genius. Or genetics, yes, it is the science of genes. Or congenital. Why? Congenital. Why this word? Why? This word is called congenital. Congenital. Con means two or more. Con means two or more components gathering together. Con. And genital, because congenital, they are characteristics created by previous generation. So they are called, these characteristics are called congenital. Or genuine. Why genuine we call this word? Well, genuine means what? If something is genuine, it means what? Yeah, it means it is native. But what's the connection between gene and genuine? When something is genuine or it's original, okay, we call genuine. If it is original, so it is genuine. So it means when something is genuine, it is what? An exact connection, about the exact connection of gene and genuine. Genuine are something that is created by its origin. It's created by its origin. So it is genuine. But when we are talking about genocide, okay, it is genocide side. It is suffix meaning what? Destroy, to kill. Yes, to kill. And genocide means to kill a generation. To kill a generation. Okay, it means to kill a generation. So it is genocide. Or degenerate. Okay, degenerate. De here is opposing prefix, so it is opposite of generate. Generate means to create. Degenerate means to destroy what has been created. Good. Good and great. So another word, the other word, this is claim. Claim. Well, claim. This word comes from it likely comes from the Arabic word, which is what? Al-kalam. Kalam. Al-kalam, yes. And al-kalam means what? This Arabic word, however, in Persian word also we have kalam, but this is Arabic word in its origin. So kalam or al-kalam means what? Means word, means to say, okay, or to talk, or to speak. Yeah, to say, to speak, to talk. Okay. Now from this word we have words in English. The first word is claim. This is claim. Why? Claim to claim is called to claim. If you claim, yes, in this case, you speak about something. You are saying that what you are thinking or what you are talking is true. What you are talking is true, because claim has two meanings. Claim has two meanings. One meaning is to say, and the second meaning, it means to say something that is true. So when you claim something, you mean that you are saying that what you think is true. Great, good. Or acclaim. Why acclaim is called acclaim? What's the connection between claim and acclaim? Acclaim means to praise. To praise. So why? What's the connection between acclaim and claim? You praise by talking, by saying, by speaking about something. It is public praise. It is public praise. So this public praise is by speaking, by kalam. Or proclaim. Proclaim. Okay, again, proclaim. Why it is called proclaim? What's the connection between claim and proclaim? When you proclaim, again, it is to announce or to talk, officially. Again, it is to talk, it is to announce, officially, publicly. So it comes from kalam. Or disclaim, here, this is opposing, it is negative prefix. So when you disclaim, you do what? In disclaim, you deny. When you disclaim, you deny. And this denying of something is, or denounce, yes. And what's the connection? What's the connection of disclaim with speaking, with talking? Disclaim, again, you deny something by your words. By your words, by your speech. Or exclaim. Okay, exclaim, it is what again? In exclaim, X means much or high. X means high. Okay, exclaim, X means high, much here in this word. So exclaim means what? What's the connection between exclaim and claim? I mean, to say, to talk, to speak. Yes, loudly and suddenly. So it is crying, crying loudly, unexpectedly. So when you cry out suddenly in surprise, this is exclaim. X means high, and with high intensity, you cry out. Well, yes, in Latin it is called exclamar. Yeah. Or reclaim. Reclaim means what? Reclaim. If you want to reclaim something, it means to what? When you reclaim something, you recover or maybe recall something. But it is to recover something, because claim here means true. Here means right. When you reclaim, re means again. Re here means again. And when you reclaim, it means that again you recover something to its rightful and truthful state. So that's why it is called reclaim. Great. And the other words, some words in English, and many words in English, they come from Sanskrit and Hindi language. So this word is very common word used in Hindi. Nahi. Yeah. What does mean nahi? It means no, not. It means no. And in Persian, yes, we have na, nahi. In Urdu, it means no, yes, nahi. And in Arabic language, it means again no, nahi. In many languages, this word has been used. From this word, for example, we have nihilism. Nihilism. Why nihilism is called nihilism? It comes from nahi, nihilism. Why nihilism is called nihilism? It is a philosophical concept. Yeah, nihilism is philosophical concept, and so it means yes, to not accept the evidence of something, but yes, or rejection or beliefs. But in simple words, nihilism is belief in nothing. It's belief in nothing. That's why we use another word here, another similar word here, and it is called nothingism. Nothingism, it is another word which is used for nihilism. The belief in nothing. Yeah. Or annihilate. Annihilate, again, this word comes from this Indian word, Indian language, nahi, annihilate. When you use this word, it means, annihilate means what? It means to destroy completely. And yes, again, nothing is left. This is called annihilate. To destroy completely, complete destruction. Well, this word is a very beautiful word in the vocabulary science. Daughter. daughter. Okay. My first question is that. Here in this word, you can see that we have GH. But do you think that this GH is pronounced? We say daughter. So this GH here in this word, do you think that this GH it's silent, it's absent? Yes. So the first question is that. Why we use GH when we don't pronounce this GH? So why it is used in this word, or why it has been used in this word, English word? Because we can remove GH, and GH, the spelling of GH is G or G. In Sanskrit, the spelling of this GH is G or G. Why in English words we have this GH which is not pronounced? Now it is clear to you, because these words have been originated from Sanskrit, and in Sanskrit this GH was pronounced. Now about daughter, okay. How do you see the connection of this image? How do you see the connection of this image with daughter? In Urdu, yes, it is called dokhtar, and in Persian it is dokhtar. Yes, thank you. And so, what's the connection between daughter and this, image? Milk. Yes, to extract milk. So, what's the connection? Yes, here, this girl is milking. Yeah, here, this, girl is milking. But what's the connection between daughter and this milking? Because this word comes from Sanskrit word. In Sanskrit word, it was dukhtar. It was dukhtar. Ter, it is a suffix. Suffix of what? Suffix of what? When we use this ter, it's suffix of what? In grammar science, ter is a suffix. It's a suffix. Suffix for what? Subject. Okay, it's suffix. This ter, it is suffix. It's suffix of subject. So the the I mean root, the root is duq. Duq in Sanskrit, duq means milk. It means milk in Sanskrit. So this dukhta in Sanskrit, yes, it indicates a girl. It was used for female offspring. It was used for female offspring. Why it was used for female offspring, for girls? Why? Because in ancient, Persian culture and many other cultures, it was, the responsibility of girls to do what? Yeah, milking. Because it was the responsibility of females to do milking. It was the responsibility of female offspring, girls, to do what? To do milking. So for female offspring, they use dukhte, milking, offspring, because it was the responsibility of girls, of female babies, female offspring. Okay, so now this word has been evolved, and we use this word in English, in modern English now, as daughter, but it's real. Meaning of this word is female offspring that has responsibility for milking. And in evolution of the words, when this word has transferred to other languages, because in other languages they cannot pronounce gh as gh or kh, because they don't have kh or gh in their language. So this gh has been turned to a silent spelling. Do you see how interesting the words have been evolved? Good. But now, about the science and scientific words, science terminology, again, we have this evolution. Well, the first word, it is mitochondrium or mitochondrion or mitochondria. So mitochondrium, it is very interesting word in science. It comes from mitochondri. It is the root, and um. Well, mito in Latin, mito means what? Thread. It means what? Thread, fiber, thread, chain. Mito means thread, chain, fiber. Well, chondri It means what? Kondri means what? It means grain, granules, grain. Yeah. And suffix, the it means what? It means it indicates that the word is single. So mitochondrium means one mitochondrium, one component. It means single, one. Everywhere that we have it means it is single. It means one. So mitochondrium, and when this is turned to plural, it is changed to what? What suffix? Yes, it becomes a. Is single, but a is, yes, plural. Mitochondria means many or more than one mitochondria. Yes, but here mito means thread, and chondri or chondro means grain. So why mitochondrium is called mitochondrium? What's the connection of mitochondrium with thread, grain? What's the connection? Well, because it has granular appearance in mitochondrium. So, and you mean the structure, okay. And so what's the connection of mitochondrium with thread? It has tiny granules. And another question, what's the connection of this mitochondrium with this, with this image? It is rosary. It's rosary, okay? Please always about the words, please be advised that these words, the origin of these words, comes from history. That is, in modern biology, we know that yes, we have, in matrix of mitochondrium, we have ribosomes, and they are like granules, and maybe we have DNA, circular DNA, and so it's like thread. But it is, or these, characteristics have been found recently. We are talking about the time that for the first time that this word was coined. That is, for the first time, well, around, it seems around, the year 18, because this word was coined around 1898. Around 1898. And at that time, we didn't have, advanced technologies. Just we had, very simple technologies. Yes, this word was called by Carl Benda, but based on the first images that they observed under light microscope. Under light microscope, they observed this, say, this image, like this. They found this image. Okay? Do you see? They found this image. And this image is similar to what? Similar to what? Do you see? It's very similar to what? Well, here it's very similar to rosary. In this image, yes, in this image we have thread and grains. That's why they call this structure mitochondrion or mitochondria, because they use plural. They call mitochondria because they used to think that, yes, this organelle is not single organelle. This is not single organelle because they found this image on the light microscope, and they thought that, yes, we have grains linked together by threads. So they call mitochondria because they found, more than one component linked together by threads. So do you see how mitochondria, this word, was used for this structure? Do you see how the words are enjoyable? When we look at these words from vocabulary science point of view. Great. Well, another word, it is very common word, is used. So, cell or site. Cell or site. Do you know why cell was called cell? I'm sure you know. Just here, I have here a short review. Okay, cell in Greek language, cell means what? Cell means what? In Latin, it means yes, it means cavity. Cell in Latin, it means cavity. Okay, the meaning of this word is cavity. And so what's the connection of the cell with this image? This image shows the prison of who? Prison of Socrates. Yeah. And here you can see that in the heart of mountains, they created small cavities as, say, prison, and these cavities in the heart of the mountains, these cavities or small rooms, they were called cell. Even now it is used for prison. So these are called cells. Cella means cavity. And now why this cell? Do you know why this cell that we use, the cell, the word, why it has been called cell or site? Because site again means cavity. Hmm? Because cell comes from the cell on inside or cavity. And here, do you think in this image that these cells are like what? They are like a network. Hmm? I'm talking about the network of an animal, an insect. Hmm? It is similar to the rooms that is created by an insect, and this insect produces great honeybee. Yes, honeybee is very similar to the rooms that are created by honeybees. Okay, now you can find why the word cell was called cell. Because the term cell was first coined in 1665 by Robert Hooke. And as you know, he used microscope, however, very simple microscopes to examine the slice of cork, and he found that in this slice of cork, he observed honeycomb-like structures. So these honeycomb-like structures, these cavities, very similar to the cavities that, were used in Greek, ancient Greek for prisoners. So that's why these cavities were called cell. Just this. Okay? Good. And now, after this introduction, we are going to discuss about the anatomy of words. Well, the words, as I mentioned, they are very similar to an organism, like a human. So the words can have prefix. Prefix is like what in human or in an animal is like what? What do you see? Prefix is similar to what? Head. Yes, head. Root is similar to what? To trunk. Or abdomen. To trunk. Okay? And suffix is similar to what? And suffix, they are similar to what? Tail or coda or feet. So, like human, like animals, in scientific words, we can have three segments or three components: prefix, root, suffix. So, for example, the first type the first type or uh, uh, complete type of words are words that they have these three components: prefix, roots, and suffixes. When a word has prefix, root, and suffix, all these components, this is called a complete word. For example, you can find here in accelerate. Well, in accelerate, prefix is ac, root is celer, and ate is suffix. Now, ac is a prefix meaning what? Do you know what does mean ac in vocabulary? It means toward, or it is a neutral. It is a neutral prefix. It can it can have two roles somehow. It gives a positive atmosphere for the word, or it is neutral. And in many words, it means yes to or toward. So it is a neutral. Prefix. And seller is root here. Seller means what? Seller means yes, speed. And ate is suffix. And this suffix means what? The meaning of or the role of ate. Ate is a suffix that gives these roles to the word. It may have or it may give these roles. Noun, it can make the word noun, or maybe adjective, or maybe a verb. But in many words, ate makes the words to be verbs. So it is in many words, it is verb making suffix. So when we analyze this accelerate, we can find that we have ac, it is prefix and it is neutral. Celer means speed, and ate here it shows that this word is verb. So when we are talking about accelerate, it means to make what? To make what? It is verb. And yes, it means to make speedy or to speed up. So here you can find that this word has an anatomy. It has an anatomy. It has a head is ac, a trunk is celer, a tail or feet, which is ate, and it is suffix. However, we have other words in vocabulary. We have other words. Just these words have just two components: prefix and root. Prefix and root. Well, for example, in this word, remain. So we have two components: prefix re, and the root is main. So re is a prefix meaning what? It is a prefix meaning what? It has two meanings. again, again, and it may indicate, or it may use for emphasizing, again and emphasizing. So it is used for the meaning again or emphasizing. And here root is main. What does mean main? But main means to stay. Main means to stay. When it is used as a root, it means to stay. To stay. And when we are speaking about remain, what does mean remain? It is somehow related to stay. Yes, it means last or stay. Staying in a place, or maybe retain. It means staying in one place. It means remain. So some words, just they have prefix, maybe one prefix or two prefixes, and a root. For example, in decompose, we have two prefixes, de and com. And pose, it is root. The third type of words, they are words that they have root and suffix. They have root and suffix. For example, faculty. Faculty. It is composed of two components, fac and alti. Fac, it is root, and alti, it is suffix. Okay? Fac is root, and alti, it is suffix. So, faculty is composed of fac and alti. Alti is suffix, and this alti is noun maker. It is noun maker. That is, in many words, this alti makes the words to be noun, such as faculty. But root here is fac. Fac means what? To make or to work. It means to make or to work. It has two meanings: to make or to work. For example, in your university, you have faculty. Why faculty? It is called faculty. Faculty, fac, it has two meanings. Okay, so to work or to make or to create. To make or to work. So faculty, why faculty is called faculty? Do you think that faculty is a place that you work in this place? Because faculty, for the first time, this word was used in ancient Greek. In ancient Greek, faculty was the place that in this place philosophers they used to teach. They used to train the students, but they called this place faculty because this place was the place in which in which the students, the minds and the ideas were created, were made. So when we are talking about faculty, faculty is not the place for working. Faculty is the place for creating. Faculty is the place for creating the minds. Faculty is the place for creating human. That's why we call faculty faculty. However, another meaning of this word is ability to work. When we are talking about your faculty, not the place, your faculty means ability to work. So faculty has two meanings: ability to work, or when you are talking about faculty in a university, faculty in a university is a place. In this place, you or we must create minds, we must create ideas, we must create, or make thoughts. Okay, so that's why this is called faculty. Well, however, we have some solid words, just they are roots. For example, male. Male, it's just a solid word. Just it has one component. And so male, it comes from mal or male, mal, mal. And what does mean this word, male? Mal means what? Big. Big. Big, big, big. It means big. Okay? And why males are called males? Now you can think about the males. Males are called male because in ancient Greek they believe that males are bigger gender. And now, what does mean female? Why female gender? Female gender. What does mean female? Female, it has the prefix "fi". "Fi" means Vic. What? He means Vic. So, why in ancient Greek female gender or women are called female? Why? However, it is about ancient Greek, not modern Greek. Yeah, because they taught about the females as weaker gender. That's why that this word was used for female. Male, it is bigger gender, it is a stronger gender, and female, it is weaker gender. In ancient, or it was in ancient Greek, like this, male and female. Okay. Well, so we have different in vocabulary. We have different prefixes. We have neutral prefixes. We have opposing prefixes. That's because we have, shortage of time. Here, just I'm talking about just, these common prefixes that and their classification. So we have neutral prefixes, opposing prefixes, and or prefixes of gathering together like co, com, con. They are prefixes of gathering together, or prefixes of separating or being special or unique like de, this, di, or die. Okay, and or prefixes meaning much or away or out. For example, this prefix is interesting prefix. Well, x, it means much or away or out. For example, in the word exacerbate, please analyze this word exacerbate. What are the components of this word exacerbate? It is composed of what? What prefix? Exacerbate is composed of x, great, acerb, yes, root, and ate, prefix, acerb, root, and ate, it is suffix. Great. So the suffix ate here, so it indicates that this word is most probably, it is what? Most probably exacerbate, it is verb, because ate makes this word to be verb. And x prefix here means much. And so the root is serb, serba, serb. What does mean the root serb? From this image, you can find serb. Cerberus. It comes from Cerberus. And serb means what? It was three-headed dog and guard of hell or underworld. The Cerberus is a three-headed dog, and it is guard of hell. Because the root serb means what? The serb means what? Wild or very bad. Serb means wild or very bad. And you can find in this image that this Cerberus is wild dog. It's a wild dog. And so serb means very bad. And so exacerbate, what does mean exacerbate? When you exacerbate or a condition is exacerbated, it means making what? Making worse, making harsh, making wild, making bad. It is exacerbate, making very bad. X means very much, serb means bad, so making very bad, it means exacerbate. Very interesting. Okay. Oh, well, so we have suffixes, like this, ate, or, eyes. These are suffixes that are used, but the last topic of this, meeting is about root and tree model for learning science terminology. Now, after discussing about the roots, the prefixes, and the suffixes, we can learn the precise meaning of the science words using root and tree model. That is, in this picture, in this image, you can find that this is a root and tree model. It means that like a root and tree, we have roots. We have roots, and from these roots we have I mean words. That these words are the fruits coming from these roots. Just here we have this example. However, we can have many examples about the words by using root and tree model. But this is a sample exam about how we can learn the words, I mean scientific words, I mean precisely using this root and tree model. Okay, we have fag, fig, feg. Well, what does it mean, fag, fig, and feg? Just I mentioned, to make or to what? It means to make or to work. Good. Fag, fig, and fig. These roots means to make or to work. Now, how the words come from these roots? For example, the first word is facility. Facility, your facility. Okay, what does mean facility, and what's the connection of facility with fag? Work or to make? It's ability. It's your ability. Ability to work or ability to make. The facility is your ability to work or to make. It's the connection of facility with fag, to work, to make. Just, it is used when we are talking about your ability about working or making. Or when we are talking about facilities. Facilities. What are facilities? Facilities are what that are made or they have been made to work for us. For example, when you are talking about hospital facilities, so hospital facilities are what that have been made to work for us. So they are facilities. Or when you facilitate something, if you facilitate something, what does it mean? You make possible to work for you. Facilitate, yeah, it means to make something to work for you easier. It is facilitate. Or faction. What's faction? And what's the connection of this faction with work and make? What's faction? Faction. It's a group. It's a group that what? It's a group that what? When we are talking about a faction, it's a group of experts that work together. Great. Work together. Or the other word, factitious. What does it mean, factitious? What's in this word? What's the connection of fact with work or to work or to make? What's the connection of this factitious or fact with work, to work or to make? Something that has been artificially made. Yes. If something is factitious, it has been made but artificially. Or factotum. What does mean factotum? In factotum, we have fact and tot. Tot comes from total. Tot, fact here means to make or to work. Tot. And om means single. So factotum, okay, but what's the connection between fact to work or to make? Well, it's a person that can work in many areas. It can work. It's a person that can work, can do many things. Yes, yes, of course. Or faculty, we discussed about faculty. Or benefactor, I mean, it is composed of bene and fac, work, and tor or ter. It is subject. Benefactor, again, fac means to work, to do, and bene means good. Bene means good. For example, benign tumor. If we are talking about benign tumor, it's a good tumor. It can be healed. So bene means good. So benefactor is a person that can, or doing good things. Or manufacture. Okay. So it has two roots, manu and fact. Manu means what? You know, what does mean manu? Manu, yeah, great. Means hands. So fact here means to work or to make. So when you manufacture, it means what? Manu, it means yes, hand. So when you manufacture, it means that you make by your hands. Great. You make by your hands. Or fiction. It comes from fic. And fic means to make or to work. Fiction. What fiction is called fiction? We made and create in our mind or by our mind. Fiction is something made in our mind. It's not real. And the other words, efficient and effective, again from fic, that means to make or to work. E, the prefix E here means high. E here means much or high. So if something is efficient or effective, it means that it is highly working. If something is efficient or effective, it is highly working. It works really well. Highly working. It means if something is efficient or effective, it means that something is working in its high level. Fic means working. E means high. Great. Okay, so we can introduce many examples about, this model. Now, what's the conclusion? The languages are connected together. Indo-European, Arabic, Sanskrit, yes, they are connected together. how beautiful the vocabulary has evolved with deep meaning, beautiful and amazing evolution of vocabulary. Understanding the vocabulary and root models help in grasping the meaning and relationship between vocabulary itself is a specific science and the words are all related together. Well, how deep is the world of understanding words? And it is interesting that at one time languages have the same root. Okay, thank you very much for being with me with this, meeting and sharing your thoughts and your views with us. Thank you very much, and I hope that you found this discussion, webinar fruitful and useful and valuable and invaluable. Just this is an introduction. I mentioned that this is, an extensive course to learn and to teach the, roots, the prefixes, and the suffixes. Here, just it was a way of teaching about these, components of the words and the science that is vocabulary science. I hope that in the science you learn when you when you are studying the words before studying the text. First you think about the words, about the origin of the words. In particular, when you are studying medical terms, biological terms, chemical terms, it is very important. First, you think about the words, the origin of words, the structure of words, the anatomy of words, the physiology of words, the genetics of the words, the evolution of the words. Then you can understand the meaning of scientific, explanations very easily and precisely. Thank you very much, Dr. PEROLLA, and I hope see you again in our next webinars or workshops.
It was a really amazing webinar and really insightful. I would like another webinar with this origin of the names because I really enjoyed this. And I was looking on all the origins of all the names, every phrase you said. So thank you, Professor. And I think everybody has been involved, the most ever involving webinar. Thank you for all you that were present here. And I wish you a good day, a good night, dependently from the place you are from, and enjoying also the Sunday which is coming. Thank you very much.